Looks like you got all kinds of food. You have a good turnout?
Pretty good, yeah.
Excellent. Anything specific that you remember about your service overseas you want to tell the American people?
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't a tough thing to do, and
Was not a pretty event.
yeah, I know Korea was extremely difficult situation over there with the weather and the,
Tense, cold. Yeah.
you know,
The worst thing, I
toughness.
think the worst thing I ever had was I was a sergeant, and what they'd bring up when they had wounded and killed on they'd bring them in ducks. If they had a lot of them, they'd bring a duck up or a 6x6, and then in the wintertime they were all frozen, and then they'd get a sergeant to see if they identify anybody, and he'd go,
Sure.
just like hogs, like dead hogs, try and untangle these dead Marines with all frozen arms and all that.
Right. I hear you, man. It's brutal. I know. I mean, I don't know from personal experience, but I'm sure war is not a pretty sight.
They
But
say war's hell, don't they?
right, that's what I was gonna say.
It's, I tell you what, it's just about
Like marriage.
brings you to the
Yeah, it's like good and bad.
yeah, brings you to the breaking point a lot.
Right.
Times.
Right, and we're still in war today. It doesn't seem to stop, does it?
And the guy next to me bent over, round come in, hit exploded, got between his flak jacket and pants, and killed him. We lifted him up, and everything fell right out on our boots.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you got? And then you got to drag it back,
sure,
like to the dock or half tracks.
sure.
Take it back to Great Fender Station.
Right.
Get identified. So you remember some of the things that were gruesome and scary, and
I had a good story, Matt.
Yeah.
I was coming home from Korea. I was an advisor for the Korean Marine Corps the last few months over there, and I lived with them up on the hill, and I got worms and lice and all that bullshit, but didn't have no radio for 11 months. I went back, got all cleaned up, and I bought a case of Jap beer and had a radio. I was walking across the walk bridge. The Marines never had many showers over there. They had a unit down taking a bath, washing their clothes in the river.
Okay.
They had a little bridge about this wide, and they had ropes. And they hung their clothes on the ropes. Well, some laid them on the ground, and we was half tight. We walked across them. Some of the Marines started, dirty words and all that bullshit.
Sure.
Next thing you know, this one guy comes out of the water, right by me, and he's bare ass naked. So I put my case of beer down, him and I started fighting, and we went to school together. He was 2 years behind me.
Okay.
I graduated 48. He graduated 50.
Okay.
We were here in Mason City. Both went to school in Mason City.
Wow.
Fist fight on a bridge in Korea.
That's incredible. Now, was it a friendly fight or was it a real? You guys didn't like each other type of thing.
We recognized each other and we hugged and
Wow. What a way to greet an old neighbor, right?
I just married him about a month ago.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here in Mason, sir?
He got shot up in Korea.
Okay.
There were 24 holes in him. He wasn't supposed to live. They put him on a goddamn on a heli. He had a helipad behind the hill we was on, and they put him on that. And he got 3 more rounds. They shot him.
It's incredible.
But he got 3 more hits when he was on there.
Well, as I asked the other gentleman from Korea, is there anything you remember about your service to the country when you're over in Vietnam? Anything that stands out you want to tell the people about that you think they should know about?
Well, I think it's just a thing that's responsibility of every American to serve whenever you're called upon to serve. As far as Vietnam goes, it was
We kick ass.
yeah, it was a different thing. I was in the air wing, as he said. But I was in the helicopter that flew missions, picked up guys and dropped off supplies and stuff, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I personally didn't do that, but I was in that
Right.
environment.
Okay.
He's the ones that saved our ass.
Okay.
I was in
Good.
I was in administration part is where I was at. So
Okay.
I remember
How many years did you guys each serve over there? How long were you over
I
there?
was over there just for 1 year.
Just 1 year?
Just a little over a year.
Just about a year, Ernie? Okay.
And I don't know.
Ernie, got anything you want to tell
No,
people?
actually, I would say one thing now, if I look back on it now, and I think Jim probably would agree that it seems like it's funny that more people acknowledge Vietnam vets more today than they did when we came home.
Overdue,
And that's kinda,
yeah.
I think that's kind of
Sure.
I think that's a dirty shame that happened. And
Yes.
I think I don't care if a person served. It doesn't have to. You have to serve overseas. It could be a person that worked here in this country.
Right.
During the days of the draft, people would go to the service or they go to the Peace Corps.
Right.
And I thought that was great. Every young man should have spent 2 years for his country. All Americans should do that. And I think that's we're losing our patriotism. I think that everybody should serve their country. I think it makes, especially young men, you grow up quick.
I respect that opinion.
And ladies, young ladies.
And young ladies too. Look at the women. It's amazing how many the girls are joining the Marine Corps now. I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not down on they're doing well on their recruitment numbers,
Yes,
as I
they are.
understand it. So,
And they had, today it's even a little bit hard. You got to be really physically fit, and you got to
right. They don't just take anybody, do they? Especially the Marines. That's the cream of the crop, isn't that right?
We think so.
There you go. All right. I thought you'd say that.
That's what he was looking for.
That's what I was looking for. It's a leading question, right?
Yeah,
That's
we have a recon Marine. I was surprised he wasn't here. He was a recon that in Vietnam. Tina's dad. Yeah, we had some great guys. And earlier we had World War II. That was first wave Iwo Jima. We have 3 World War II vets that were Iwo Jima.
Sure.
And it's great to listen to them.
You know what's
They gave us what we have as Americans today is World War II vets.
right. What I was going to say is, if you look now at the current state of Vietnam, I mean, aren't they kind of a emerging economic powerhouse in Southeast Asia? And
What happened is
it's kind of incredible situation over there. They're doing pretty well.
What happened?
Uh-oh. That's almost newsworthy there. The tent blew off. We might want to get that on video there. It's a good thing there's soldiers here to take care of that, right?
What happened was that
Gary, just tell us about being a devil dog.
Well, it all started in France about 1893, I believe, and I'm not so sure about the date, but France was having trouble with the Germans, so the United States sent a contingent of Marines to France
Okay.
to help them. And it's a very famous name. It turned out to be the Fight of Bella Wood. And from what I understand, from a little I've read, the Marines were outnumbered 17-1 by the Germans. And the Marines won the battle, however.
Was this in France, Gary?
In France.
Okay.
Yep, in France. The Battle of Bella Wood.
Okay.
And they fought with such ferocity that they were even biting the Germans during combat. Literally biting them. And
Yes.
that's where the name came from. The Germans call them Tuhufen. Well, I can't pronounce that right either. Tufundens,
Okay.
which means devil dog. And that's where the name came from. But France was so impressed about what happened at that battle, and we saved them in that battle,
Yes.
that they awarded to the 5th Marines only, I believe, what's called the Fort Auger. And it, you've seen piping sometimes on military holders.
Yes.
It's a green with a speck of red in it, piping.
And that designates that person as a devil
That's
dog.
a Fort Auger.
Okay.
That was a Fort Auger that was awarded to the 5th Marines of the United States Marine Corps for the Fight of Bella Woods. We just acquired the name.
Bella Woods.
Bella Woods. B-E-L-L-A-E-U. Woods.
Well, let's pause for a minute because you got this hat on right there. That looks like a devil dog.
I grow it.
Well, it's not far off, but yeah, go ahead, man. I got you. So you were a real, honest-to-goodness devil dog who fought in World War II over in France, and you still are.
Yeah. Well,
That's an
no,
amazing story. There've probably been movies made about that, I bet, right?
What happened is that the Devil Dog program is the only program in all the military factions that is a true subheading of the Marine Corps.
Really?
The Devil Dogs are made and were formed about in 1934 to give the Marine Corps a joyful side. So the Devil Dogs get together at all our state conventions. You have 3 levels. You have a pup, you have a Devil Dog, and then you have a pedigree. And there's 3 levels, and you have to go through each one of these levels to become one. And the last one, the pedigree, you can only do it at a national convention. And it's quite the
That's
thing.
amazing.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. The Devil Dogs are made to have fun. And
we don't talk like normal Marines talk as a devil dog. When we stand up, we have to go woof woof.
Okay.
And if we are fined a big bone, that's $1, and et cetera, et cetera. So we have
That's amazing.
kennel robbers. We have just everything pertains to dogs in the devil dogs, and it's a very, very unique association. It's only in the ring.
And Gary, I just happened to notice while we were talking here that you've got a very interesting shirt. It looks like a Battle of Iwo Jima type of shirt here with the flag being raised, and you've got the kind of the tropical flower. What's that all about? Where'd you get that shirt?
Just a Marine Corps shirt. I bought it at one of the conventions.
Okay,
It's
well,
my
it's pretty
favorite
cool.
shirt, obviously.
It's pretty cool. You got the whole thing going there, the Marine symbol, and then the Iwo Jima flag, and then the flowers, the tropical flowers, and all that. So it's cool stuff. You take it serious. I can see that, of course. So
Yes, sir. Once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine, and you always take it serious.
of course, of course. Thank you for your service, Gary. Is that Horn or ENE?
HORN.
Okay, Gary, great to meet you. Thanks for a moment. Take a moment.
You're having
Nice to meet you, my friend. Okay, good to speak with you.
It's